Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to Multiverse. So today it is live at 5. Today we are going to play the Outsider Ops, and we'll also probably play the Harley Quinn versus Apocalypse raid. And if we can, we'll play some bounties afterwards. Just give me a minute so that I can finish setting things up on my end. So we are on the hero side tonight. And so if you want to come and play with us, just come over here. I'll invite you to the group. Or even better yet, send me a tell. Like right now, I can see if I look at nearby, there's Lord Nui Asa, but I don't see Lord. So it's probably just someone passing by, not really someone who wants to play with us. So if you want to play with us, send me a tell. That'll be the better option. And there's Dope Kai. Hello, Dope Kai. There's Jeremy Ellington. And what phase are we in? We are in phase 9. There was a whole bunch of those phases that were full just a couple of minutes ago. I would have switched to phase 1, but again, a lot of phases were full up to maybe phase 5 or 6. So I figured I might as well stay in phase 9 instead of switching to phase 7. I saw no point to switch. Hello, Bazooka. So we're going to go play the Outsider Ops. For those of you who maybe do not know, there is a new event in DC Universe Online. It's called Outsider Ops, and the raid will be the Love and War. Been a while, been a long while since I played that raid, so I guess we're overdue to play it at some point. And for those who are wondering, what do you get from the Outsider Ops? In a nutshell, you get 10 skill points and 1,000 quarks. Let me show you the skill points. So if you go to feats, if you go to seasonal and events, no, I went too far. So you can see the new event, Outsider Ops, and you can see there are 10 skills that will each give us 1 skill point each. You only need to get one Outsider Ops 2024 box, and it'll give you all 10 skill points all at once. I'm not sure why they made it 10 skills like that as opposed to make one skill that gives the 10 skill points, because you get all 10 skills at the same time anyway. So it makes no sense, but what can you do? Sometimes the devs work in mysterious ways. Hello, Red Knight. So I guess we will wait a bit for more people to join. Worst comes to worst, if we don't get a full group, we'll just go with whoever is here. It should be fine. I'm toying with the idea of maybe moving live at 5 on Tuesdays. And it would seem nowadays that Tuesdays is when most of the people actually play nowadays. By the time you reach Thursday, Friday, most people already played the content and don't seem to want to play it anymore after that. Let's invite our friend Mulher. So there's room for 4 more people if you guys want to come and join us. Oh, Jeremy says he's coming after this, trying to hurry. It seems you should have time to come and join us. Let's see here. And for the Outsider Ops, I forget what combat training you need. Oh, there it is. Combat rating requirement is 100. So, guys, you have to be combat rating 100 to come and join the group in order to be able to play the event. So I hope you guys had a good day. The weekend is almost here. I'm sure some of you guys are waiting and waiting for the weekend to start. You might still be finishing your job just before the weekend, or you might be on your way home before the weekend actually starts. Hello, those of wrestling. I will have a video probably later this weekend announcing some new stuff, so keep an eye out for that video. It won't be a big thing, but I'm sure it'll make at least some people happy. Hello, Scrolls. Thank you, Dopex Sky. So nearby, there's Bomber and Shala. And Lake Valon. Oh, I guess Lake will be our last one. There we go. So I guess we're good to go. Oh, Lake Valon is Jeremy. That's fine. So let's go for the raid. Evil menu, lots of lags in the menu still. Sadly, at this point, it seems that we're gonna have to get used to it. It's pretty much like that every time. Someone asked too late. Sorry, elite mode. Maybe next time. We are going to try to play some bounties afterwards. So basically, we'll play the raid Love and War. Then afterwards, we'll go try to play the raid from the Harley Quinn versus Apocalypse DLC. And afterwards, depending on how long we'll have been here, we'll probably try to go play some bounties in the Apocalypse Gotham open world. I have to admit, full disclosure, it's been a long time since I played this mission, so I barely recall what we need to do. Thank you, Elite Mode. Elite Mode. Sorry. Scrolls, you're so nice. So Scrolls says hit the like button. Yeah, but we'll try to do some bounties afterwards. So we did destroy one crystal, so let's try to find another one. Yeah, Red Knight, we're doing the outside ops raid, obviously. And we should be good. We have one healer, one tank. I'm going to be the troll. Oh, there's a few crystals over here. And some of you guys were asking about the winter seasonal. I saw some people ask about that on the forums. We don't have the winter seasonal on the test server just yet. I assume we'll probably get it somewhere around November 15th, maybe a bit after that. Although there are some times where they did put the seasonal on the test server only for like 1 week. Oh, there's our last crystal will be here. So we have to destroy 3 crystals, and as you saw when we do destroy the crystals, it does summon some evil pink lanterns. To Fazendo a raid. I'm sorry, I have no idea what Fazendo is. And somehow we did not get... I thought the last crystal we destroyed would be the 3rd one, but I guess not. Oh, that's okay. We'll get there sooner or later. Oh, we lost Cosmic Destroyer. I guess the group did get split, I suppose. It happens. In big maps, sadly it happens that the group gets separated, and then, oh, here's our technician we need, I think. I guess they're resetting. There it is. So you have to destroy the crystal, you have to defeat the technician, and you have to click on the technician. And now we have to interrogate the Star Sapphire Sentinel about the interstellar transporter. Full disclosure, no idea where the Sentinel is. I wasn't looking where I was going. I pulled some evil Star Sapphires. Oh, there it is.
You wish to travel to Zamaron? You'll find that path blocked. Star Sapphires use their rings to activate the Zamaron teleporter. True love alone should
Just give me a minute, guys. So let's see if we can invite our friend Shattered Shadow to the chat.
Hello?
Hello, Shadow Lady.
Oh my goodness, you are so loud. Hello! How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. I was able to hear myself. I'll have to,
coming through so loud from my headset. Hang on, I'll turn you down.
okay, I have to adjust your volume anyway.
There we go. Much better. My ears are okay now.
So how are you doing?
When I was playing through the raid, I didn't remember it either, but basically we just kept attacking Star Sapphires until a arrow came up for us where to go, so I think that might be what you're meant to do, because I'm not sure though, because I honestly didn't remember it when I was playing through it either, so...
Yeah, we had to destroy some crystals, and then there were some specific NPCs we had to defeat and then interrogate. And now we have to go into the mall. Yeah, the arrow did appear, and we have to go into the mall.
Sweet.
But I have to admit, it's been it's been a long time since I last played this mission. At this point, there's a lot of missions in this Universe Online, and sadly, there's a lot of older content that people don't really play anymore. So sometimes those missions, even with the omnibus, those missions never really pop.
That's true. I'm conflicted about the newest event, really, but I do like that we're running the Zamoron stuff, only because I think it looks pretty, so, which may not be a good reason.
Well, that's all right. Well, at the very least, people will get 1,000 quarks. I think that alone is worth it. For the 10 skill, for the 10 skill.
Or the stat points, both maybe.
Oh, the 10 skill points, that's iffy at best. Yeah, sure, 10 extra skill points. Some people will benefit from that. But once you reach like 600 skill point, 10 more, 10 less, that doesn't really matter.
But they've got it restricted that you have to collect that cash before you can collect the Quarks cash. So anyone who's aiming for both and not putting money into the game has to get 200 currency.
Yeah. Ultimately, you have to get both, so it doesn't really matter. But it's just that at some point it was said that the argument was said that it was supposed to be an extra way to get skill points to help new players, and that whoever said that their pants were on fire. It doesn't help. Doesn't help new players, especially seeing how
it doesn't at all.
Everyone gets those 10 skill points. So how can new players catch up to old players when old players will get those skill points as well? So anyway, so I think
it's more of a cash grab, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. The thing is that the argument sounded more like a used car salesman pitch than anything else, which is sad. But so I guess we can like sort of see why the devs don't talk a lot, because when they do talk, they tell us things that are not really very accurate. Oh, did we have to use? So I guess at first we were sorry that they were not communicating with us more, but now
we're sorry that they do.
Well, now it might be better if they don't. If they are to give us a used car salesman's pitch to sell us their cash grabs, they might as well not say anything then.
If they're looking to create a way for newer players to be able to gain stat points in order to catch up to other players, they would have to put it in the game some way that they can easily receive ones that already exist, which is what I thought they were going to do, to be honest. And I'm a little concerned that they might, because then it's really a slap in the face to everybody who has played through the content to get stat points. But I wonder if maybe they're going to do that later on, have something where people can unlock feats without actually completing the feat, and I would totally buy that if it wasn't really expensive, I've got to be honest, because on my Xbox it's really hard to get some of the older content completed because there's just not enough players, and then even if you get enough players, you don't necessarily get people coordinated to complete the content.
But normally I would not call it a cash grab, but because the thing is they're combining it with FOMO, with the fear of missing out, because those skill points will be available only during the event. So after the event, people won't have access to those skill points.
Yeah, I know, but doesn't that make it more of a cash grab? People who could have accumulated it and saved it up can't do that now. They get to the end and only have like 70 or something and go, well, either I spend it or I don't. I better buy some so that I can get what I need.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I normally I don't use cash grab, but in this case, sadly, it seems appropriate.
Yeah, I wish they didn't put that limit that it's only available for that 1 year, but like I get why they do, because that means people are more inclined to either purchase or try to really, really play through the content, and I think leans more towards purchase, to be honest, so I get it, but I don't like it. That would be like if they did that to the Halloween currency, and I'm the kind of person who will play through all that content, and if I'm not happy with anything that's in the current store, I will wait until the vendor is full of new stuff for next year and grab from there, so that would suck. It would be a deterrent, actually, for people to play the content. If they know that they can't get enough of the currency, they won't play it.
Sure.
Because there's no point.
But also, like, those skill points will be available. Like, they're labeled, the cache is labeled 2024. So I'm guessing that next year there'll be a new cache with new skill points. And those from this year, are they going to be available? Are they not going to be available?
Yeah,
because seeing how it's labeled 2024, I don't think we're going to see those skill points again, or I don't think those will be available again.
I agree. I think you're right. FOMO. You're absolutely right.
But the problem is like we had some information about the event, but not really. A lot of information was lacking or missing. So,
Yeah.
like, there's some information we had to figure out for ourselves, and then hopefully mention it in our videos. And there might be something, and again, there's things we could not mention because we don't really know.
We don't know. Yeah, exactly. And you have more information than I do, Mr. Creator League. Or really, you have
Actually,
earlier
no.
information than
All,
I do.
all the information I had, I posted in my video. That's the only information I had ahead of time. Like they
Yeah,
gave
I
us
should say earlier.
they
not,
gave us
not more. You have the same information.
yeah they gave us the announcement a couple of days earlier so that we could make a video about it to warn you guys, and that's
Yeah.
that's it. That was the extra information we had.
Well, I have not watched your video or anyone's Creator League video on that topic, or anyone's video at all, frankly, because I tend to like to wait before I play the content and do it myself without any information. And I still have not watched the content since I did my video because, unlike you, this is my morning, so I've been asleep. And then I woke up and my phone said you're on live, and I was like, oh great, I'll jump on and say hello. So hi.
Yeah, I know it's early for you, so I wasn't sure if you'd be here or not.
Not as early as it used to be since the time changes for daylight savings. It's now 20 past 9 for me, whereas previously it had been 7 a.m., so a little more of a reasonable time.
So you did not change your
That's all right.
time?
I get up early for you, Multi.
You're so nice.
See, doesn't it just look so pretty? Look at all the purple crystals. It's so nice. I want a base that is corrupted Zamoron.
Oh, that's been requested for quite some time. Didn't happen
Oh,
just
I
yet.
know. Well, it should because it's beautiful. They could just take the episodes level because it wouldn't have to be the same layout as everywhere else, I don't think. Just take that. I would love the tunnels and everything in my base. It looks so cool.
We've been asking for that for a long time. At some point, at some point, people were suggesting certain maps that could be used, maybe for as a lair or as a league hall.
Yeah.
It
Oh, a
never,
league hall would be so good.
of course, but it never happened.
Yeah. It's a little sad.
That's all right.
Oh, I apologize. If I go silent at any time, it's because I'm turning off my microphone so that I can cough extremely loudly. So
Sorry, guys, if I didn't
it's not me
pay.
ignoring you, I promise.
Sorry, guys, if I don't pay attention to the chat. I was trying to not die, and I
Oh, I
almost.
can have a look at your chat for you.
I cannot go back for the briefings. I'm so sad.
Oh, I know. That's exactly what happened to me. I played through the raid on PlayStation because I was on the Xbox for my video, but honestly, it took ages waiting to see if someone could get into the raid, and everyone in Looking for Group was doing other stuff, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty par for the course on the Xbox. So I jumped onto the PlayStation, got in straight away, but also missed out on the briefings.
Even on PlayStation, at first, the first day when we got the event, I did try to cure, but it was early in the day, so I guess people were still at school or at work. But I didn't get the chance to. I didn't get the chance to try later afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, I've got to stop the coughing. If anyone is curious, I have been unwell, and my voice has come back, but apparently I'm coughing this morning. So, I think these may have been answered before I was here, but I will just check. Are you doing
Sure.
bounties? I'm pretty sure I heard you say yes, you were doing bounties.
Yeah, well, it depends. Like if like things don't look too good for us right now, so if we spend 3 hours here, maybe we won't have time for bounties after all.
Oh.
But
Lots of knockouts. She has an ability that I can't see coming. You know how in the more recent content they have like a little thing that comes up on the screen warning you to block or that something's coming? This is one of those bosses who is so old she doesn't have that. So I got knocked out, I don't know, 10
no,
times
she
in that.
should have it. We're just not paying attention. Oh, there it is. You see when you see the red skull next to her.
Oh yeah, the red skull.
So yeah, because way back when we would get the bosses only would get like some sort of red skull. There wasn't like the big announcement at the top of the screen. So you had like you
Yeah.
see the red skull right now. So basically, you
Yeah.
have to stop attacking or block when you see the red skull. And sadly, a
Yeah.
lot of people don't see that.
Yeah, it's too quick for my eyes, I think. I don't notice it either. Oh, yeah, I laugh after every sentence. I'm not sure how to say it. The machine boss. The machine boss one, yeah, I get... When I'm nervous, I laugh, and when I'm happy, I laugh, and I'm usually a mixture of those two things, so it tends to just happen quite a bit, and I'm really sorry if that's annoying. I know it can be.
No more laughing for you, or talking for
I
that
don't know
matter.
that I can exist without doing that. I could probably exist without talking. I did it for a few days while I was unwell, so... But the laughing, I don't know.
Like, did you see the skull above Carl Ferris? There was a skull with a sort of red V behind
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it. Oh, I have a bunch of messages. There we go. Yeah, it looks like that's at the bottom of the chat. Stop laughing, shame on me.
See?
I can try. I'll try for you guys. Let's see how I go. I bet I fail. I will fail quickly. I know it.
Oh, there
Oh,
you fail.
literally right away. Ugh. I've never tried to not laugh before, so I don't know that I could succeed at that. Not laughing, not laughing, not. I'm gonna have to continuously have not laughing thinking going around in my brain. Oh no! I'm gonna fail, Multi. I can't do it.
That's all right. You're,
This
you're,
scene, I'm like, I think her reaction is completely reasonable. I'd be upset if he brought Sinestro as well.
that's all right. It'll be shame on you.
Yeah.
Let's.
I'll live with it.
Aha, there it is. There's a briefing here for in case people don't have it. Oh, actually, I'm missing another one. Let's go. Let's backtrack a bit.
Oh, there you go. Beautiful. I missed that one. I need to go back in.
Yeah.
I don't think that I can legally do that where I am in the world. The Machine Boss one. Oh, pretty sure in all of Australia, Mary Jane is illegal.
Well, it's legal here in Canada, and sadly,
Oh, I should come visit.
nah, don't. It didn't.
Oh,
It wasn't a
did you
good.
guys hear that? He doesn't want me around. I can see. He's sick of the laughing already.
Of course, but it wasn't. It wasn't the good. The miracle solution they thought it would be. Sadly. There's no
They
more.
thought it would be, sadly, a miracle solution.
They thought it would be a miracle solution to. Well, first there was a demand for that, like the younglings wanted to be able to get high without being criminalized, and but also they were saying that if we make it legal, it will stop people from selling illegal drugs, and it will diminish overdose because people will buy clean drug as opposed to buying what could be dirty drug on the black market,
Oh yeah.
and it solved none
And
of
it
those
hasn't been
issues.
effective.
Actually, the opposite
Oh.
the opposite happened. There's more overdose now than there ever was. There was pretty much an explosion of OD and not good things that happened over time. Oh,
Fair
Mogo.
enough.
Been a while since we've been to Mogo. Let's take a quick look around. Oh, am I still in the alert? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta leave the alert.
All the operation.
Hmm.
Let's go back to the House of Legends.
Mogo looks nice. It's nice. That's why I've gone back through other old content and had a look. Everything is so pretty. New Genesis is my favorite. It looks gorgeous.
Well, it's one of the nice things of the events, like we got for Batman Day or Wonder Woman Day, or even this one, is that you can go back and play some of the older content that
Mm.
we rarely get a chance to play, or we rarely get a reason, an actual reason to go back and play that content. So those events do give us an extra reasons to play those content, to go back and play those content. And even better yet, they give us also people who will come back to play those content with us. But it also shows us what we've lost. Like when we go back to those, it shows us the contrast with the new stuff we got. Like we can see the older missions, how pretty some of the maps were, but also how big some of those maps were, or how big some of those missions were. And then when we compare it to
Some of
what
them
we,
feel like you're in an open world map. It's real. I love that. I
yes,
miss that.
but then when we come back to the current content, holy crap, it looks like the content we've had for the past 2 years looks miserable by comparison. Oh, I guess we're going to play the
Yep.
event version. Oh well.
Oh, I've got someone asking. Oh, hang on first. Black tar heroin. No.
Let's hope not.
The All Forgiving has said, bro, what's the most cheap chroma? I can void black my style. Thank you very much in advance. Chroma that you can void black your style.
Well, there's the. It depends. It depends if you're looking for something for free or something from the marketplace. Like from the marketplace, there's the what's it called again? Too many styles.
You're talking about the shadow ones?
No,
shadow
the
Royal
Royal
Chroma.
Chroma pack. Now, like the Royal Chroma, there's one channel that is black. It's not as black as the Void, but it's a pretty nice black, I thought. So that's one I would be tempted to try to use. Other than
Gotcha.
that,
Shadow
yeah.
Bender isn't bad either. There's a black Shadow Bender one. It has one swatch that's
Oh,
black, but it's again,
but
both of them are going to have the issue of having like other materials. There's the gold on the Royal Mega Chroma, and there's like a silvery one on the Shadow.
and you have to buy it from the marketplace, sadly.
Yeah, yeah.
As opposed to for the Void, I understand like the Void material is expensive on the Booster Gold character, on the Booster Gold vendor. But
Yeah.
if you farm and farm and farm for quarks, you can farm for quarks for free. But yes, it will take a while.
I mean, it's the perfect opportunity for buying the currency from the most recent episode, this episode, so that you can go and get more quarks, I guess.
Could have sworn there's another one we got not too long ago that had a black channel, kind of like the Void, but I can't think of it right now.
Oh, Megs is recommending, is it bioluminescent?
Yeah, that's I guess another option. Yeah,
Not bad.
If you put it all black, yeah, it should kind of work. Or,
Just when you get up nice and close, you'll see the texture.
yeah, that.
Isn't that's also the Quarks vendor, is it cheaper than Void? I can't go look at the moment.
I will look later if we can remember.
I suppose I can come back to this. I'm in open world. I'll go have a look. I will find out the prices.
Ah, you're so nice.
I know! That's why I don't understand why you don't want me to visit!
I don't want you to OD.
No, I can visit and not have drugs, you know.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize those two things were like things that had to happen together.
Well, you're a desert dweller, so I don't think you would survive in the cold winter.
It's a little bit of a misconception that like all of Australia is a giant desert, but fair. That's the way we advertise it to the world. Alright, Phoenix. Bioluminescent is here, right? It's at this vendor? I can't remember. I guess we'll find out soon.
The machine, the group is full, and that's probably the only other raid we're going to play tonight. But we are going to go to the open world afterwards. So if you guys want to go to the open world, once we're done with this raid, we'll go to the open world and we'll fight Brimstone. We'll fight Steppenwolf. We might fight Steppenwolf a couple of times for some of the feats. We'll see.
Sweet! And that's where I am. Oh, where I was. Now I'm at the vendor. But
That's all right.
bioluminescent material is in Booster Gold. It is 2,400 quarks. That's a pretty good suggestion because I'm pretty sure the Void in here is more expensive. I'll find that as well. But if you scroll across to Atlantean Time Capsule, you'll see it right at the top of the list there, or like 4 down on the list. Then let me find Void.
The Void is 5,000 quarks. Yeah, it's sad.
There we go. Beautiful. So bioluminescent, very good suggestion there. If you make that all black, that's like half the price. Beautiful.
For the void, ideally, wait for we do have a sale once in a while where we get where
Yeah.
the items on the quartz vendor are 20% off. So I would wait for a sale. I know that 20% doesn't seem like much, but it's seeing how it's a 5,000 quarks, it ends up being 1,000 quarks less. So you pretty much save 1,000 quarks.
Worth it. Quarks are not the easiest to come by.
Well, if you play the long game, you can get as many as you want. Technically, you can purchase some from the quarks vendor, but it's 100 source marks for 25 quarks.
Yeah.
So so if you just take the time to grind and grind and grind, you'll get there. And also you get the free time capsule. So if you open your time capsule, free time capsule, get quarks from there, and then farm for source marks, and then purchase quarks from the quarks vendor. Then yeah, you should be able to get there in the long
Yeah,
run.
eventually. And it doesn't look like those are going anywhere. They're restocking it, adding more to it rather than having it disappear, so that's good. He said, hang on, I thought that was an aisle this time, it's Melks. I'm so sorry! Oh, Melks says I got you. Awesome! He was the one who suggested the bioluminescent.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure Multi isn't looking at his chat at the moment, guys.
Nope.
I can only look because I'm doing the convoy, so in between I'm like just waiting for the convoy to show up, so I can keep looking down, it's fine. Oh, which mic? Is it mine? It's probably mine.
There's a bit of feedback or something, or
I'll put it further. Is that better? Sometimes when I put it further from my mouth, that helps, but it does tend to edge back because of the way the little elbow thing is designed, so...
I have no idea. Try it out. If not, I'll try to lower your volume a little bit.
Alright, sweet. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. And when I get excited, too, I tend to get higher pitched, mind you, because I'm not particularly well. I don't think I'm getting that high. But, yeah, that tends to peek through other people's microphones, too. I'm so sorry. Or other people's sound, rather.
Let's see if that should do it.
The shadowing on her face is shocking.
Yeah, she looks... I'd say she doesn't look too good.
I mean, all of this I don't think looks too good. Everything is clipping through them instead of actually being positioned correctly, which I dislike.
Yeah. Well, they did a really good job on the environments. The NPCs,
Oh, yes, I agree with that.
the NPCs not as much.
Yes, I agree. Oh, you good? Oh, is it when I moved my microphone? Hopefully. Oh dear.
Oh.
Okay, so the All Forgiving said they asked because they don't want to spend so much millions in cash, not knowing the real color, or maybe I can't adjust the chroma color. Bioluminescent, you can adjust the color to black if you want. It looks pretty good. I've seen people do it, but when you get up close, it has a lot of texture to it.
Well, stick around. We'll once we play this mission, we'll go play some bounties, and afterwards we'll probably do a bit of a Q&A like we usually do, and we'll try to show you some materials. Maybe we'll be able to find some alternative that will suit you.
Yeah. Multiverse has basically everything, so that'll make it easier.
Almost. Although I didn't get many of the last.
Sorry.
That's all right. I didn't get many of the last booster bundle. I opened like 3 of them. Got the spinning emote, and pretty much stopped opening, and everything else I got from the broker.
Yeah, I opened quite I can't remember how many, but I did it in a video, because I wanted to be able to have a look at all the different chromas. I don't get the benefit of getting it free on the server like you do, Mr. Creator League, but I wanted to have a look at them all, and I love them. I mean, my character wears them all the time now. So
well,
I think I'm like the only one, though.
I have them all here too now. I don't need the Creator League.
No, you went to the broker for that, yes.
The broker is a...
To show people.
Well, especially, I don't think those materials were very popular because you could get them for fairly cheap. I think there's one maybe that was 30 million at some point, but most of them you were able to get them for 10, 15 million. If you went to the broker often enough, Yeah, you could get them for cheap at some point.
Yeah, I don't think they're very popular, so you probably can get them for cheap as the time goes on. They drop quite quickly, these ones, at least they have on Xbox.
I was able to get pretty much everything for 15, 18 million a piece. Except
Nice.
for there's one maybe I had to spend 30 million, which I know seems like a lot of money, but it's not that much money in the grand scheme of things. When some items sell for like 500 million, 30 million is nothing.
Excellent, so that means you can make a fancy formal dressed elf like I have. It'll be great.
Oh yeah, it'll never happen, but yeah, I
I
could.
was expecting you to be like, no.
I could do it, but it'll never happen.
That's alright, that's what I do. I think I made my character kind of look like my old Skyrim character, actually.
Well, when I say when I say you use it on your character, it pretty much confirmed that yeah, it's a this time capsule or this booster bundle was very much for ladies. The materials were for ladies. The emote was very much for ladies.
I agree, but I will say I have seen some people utilize the chromas quite well on armor sets where they keep that, you know, the swatch that has all of this texture and pattern. They keep that on the smallest part of the armor, and so it just looks like textured armor. It looks really good, actually. So some people have utilized it really well, but I do think I agree with you. I think that they were aiming to make one for women.
Well, the thing is, there's other like basically the other two channels are there's a gold channel and a black channel. There's other black and gold channels, other black and gold materials that can be used. So you don't have to use that material with the lady pattern, I would say. Some people, well, some people also compared it to the pattern we have on the walls of the Wayne Manor, and that I have to admit that is very true. I didn't take the time to go and compare, but if I recall correctly, yeah, it is the same pattern, I think.
Yeah, it's very similar at least. Now I'm gonna have to go stand in my manor and see if it's that pattern because that's. Oh, I think it is.
See, now we know what your
grabbed that pattern and used it. Oh.
now we know what your next video will be.
Yeah, guys, look. Oh, Abby Sue! Hello, Abby Sue! You didn't miss much. I think we're on 40 minutes. Okay, you've missed quite a bit. He's on his second raid.
Yeah, we're going to go to the Apocalypse Gotham open world afterwards. So if you guys want to go there to play some bounties, we're going to do that a little bit later.
Yep.
Oh,
So to place.
Rose says it's hard to hear you, so I guess I lowered your volume a little too much.
Too much. Lasso2 says, I've compared Xbox PlayStation players and there are more PlayStation players playing this game than Xbox. I happen to play on every console, so I am very much aware. Switch is where there is the least amount of players. It's almost impossible to get some stuff done. Xbox is next, then the EU server, then here. So, yeah, it's interesting. If I want to get a raid completed on I jump onto PSUS, it's really easy, but if I'm trying to do it on Xbox, it's quite a bit more difficult.
Yeah, PlayStation has always had the most players.
Yeah, true.
So that's and basically the PlayStation has the most players, the US servers have the most players, and the Hero side has the most players. So if you play on Heroes US PlayStation, that's where you'll get the most players. If you play sadly on EU Switch on the villain side, odds are you're going to be by yourself. Like there was a point on PC where when we would log in on PC, sometimes there would be three of us in the entire server. So we would split the Hall of Doom between the three of us. So one of us would take the tech wing, the other one would take the meta wing, and the last one would take the magic wing.
Matthew Barto is asking, what do you think is the most aggravating boss?
Not sure.
Yeah, I have to have a think about that too. Also, I don't remember a lot of the older content very well, because I've maybe played through it once, because I'm quite new to the game compared to everyone who's been playing since it released. So I don't remember every boss really, really well. I'd say the one that I've noticed people getting the most aggravated in open world was probably Barbatos, but that is also one of the reasons it's my favorite. Like, the reason people are getting annoyed with it is one of the reasons I enjoy it, because of all the different things that spawn, all the different things you need to get completed for it. So I guess that would be the most aggravating for other players that I've seen. I can't say that there's a boss that I personally have found aggravating.
I'd say anyone that redirects damage. I seem to recall at some point when we were fighting, I think it was Donna Troy. At some point when she blocked, she would, if you kept on attacking, she would redirect damage towards you. So I saw many people fall down because they just didn't know that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess any boss that redirect damage, yeah, that is something I would find a little bit annoying.
Oh yeah,
So
there's one. I don't remember what the raid is though. There's a raid where there's a boss. I can't remember who it is. Guys, I'm really sorry. This is going to be hard to know what I'm talking about. But where every time people do an uplink on him, he redirects it to everybody, and it's a wipeout every
yeah.
single time. And trying to communicate that to other players and have them pay attention so that they don't do it, that's probably the most aggravating boss I've ever had. But not because of the boss, because people weren't listening. Hey, don't do your uplink devices, and they'd keep doing it, and we'd end up getting wiped out every time. So probably that.
Oh, let's start with the convoy. I know it's not really a bounty, but we could start here. So if you
What
guys want to
phase are
come
you
and join
in?
us, sorry.
I was gonna say, what phase are you in?
Oh, well, good question. I don't know. And I'm in combat, so I cannot check. Let me get out of combat.
That's alright. I can do phase with friend, right? And then I can check.
Yeah, but I'll check. Assuming there we go. Assuming I get out of combat someday. We are in phase 6 currently. So guys, if you want to come and join us in phase 6, I guess we could try maybe someday to maybe we should take the PvP phase, so that way we would have the phase to ourselves.
Sounds cool.
Although I wouldn't be surprised if we do that, some naughty boys might decide to come and attack us. We'll see. So let's wait for the caravan to respawn. It'll give people a chance to come and join us.
Sweet. Hello! There you are. We do not look like we belong in the same universe.
Not at all.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Well, I just noticed there's a spot, an empty spot, so there you are.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna come back to the chat, see if we missed anything. They need to bring back comic material. They bring it back, like, it rocks around all the time.
They bring it back once
Just
in a
gotta
while,
wait.
but they bring it back in a bundle that's cost like $200 sometimes.
Yeah.
So sadly, I'm sure they will bring it back when we don't know, and how much, how expensive will it be? We don't know. Odds are, if they do bring it back, it'll probably be again for a booster bundle, like a 20 booster bundle, and then you get the
Yeah.
material with it. But sadly, that means they're spending $200 for it.
It's so expensive. But it does
Yeah,
look so cool.
it does look cool. But pretty much since we got pretty much since DCUO was purchased by AG7, they pretty much they've pretty much been trying to monetize the game a lot more aggressively than they did before. Yeah, they did give us the free DLC sort of, but on the other hand, from in one hand they would give us the free DLC, but with the other hand they tried to give us to take all our money. By giving us the ally system at the time, and at the time you had to spend at the very least $75 for each ally for each character, and once in a while, and if you wanted to purchase everything, then you had to purchase it would cost you $200 per ally. So when they first gave us the ally, holy crap, it is expensive. And pretty much ever since, they've been trying to find. They've been very aggressive in monetizing the game, and adding the comic
Yeah.
material to the booster bundle for $200. That was one way to be more aggressive. They've also well the wolf pack artifacts. Those are pretty expensive as well. Although we
Yeah.
were a bit fortunate, I guess we did get a few sales that would allow us to get the wolf pack for cheaper. But even cheaper, it's still $70 for the freaking artifacts. And then it's up to you to do a pro and con. Like if you have a lot of characters like I do, it actually does almost make sense to purchase the wolf pack because you get the wolf pack for every single characters in your account. So when you have 32 characters, that means 32 wolf pack artifacts for $70. Obviously, if you have only two characters, it's not worth. It doesn't hold quite the same value. But if you do
Yeah.
have a lot of alternate characters, the wolf pack are very useful. But at the end of the day, it's still $70 for the. If you wait for a sale, it's still $70 for the artifact.
I can see people are saying, "Ow, that mic is deadly." I'm guessing that's mine. I'm going to try and stop because I'm thinking it might be every time I mute it and then put it back up when I cough that's adjusting my volume. So I'm going to try and not do that so that I stay consistently the same volume, I hope. But that means you might be hearing me cough and clear my throat a little bit, guys. I will try to keep it to a minimum. But I'm going to attempt that because I think that might be what's messing with the way that I sound, and I don't want to mess up Multi's
Sure.
video. Red Knight said Darkseid just kicked his own son, meaning
Oh,
him,
yeah.
I think.
He's so mean.
Yeah, that's so rude, you know. I don't envy you. Are they reusing assets from Happiness Home?
Well, probably. I didn't know this specifically, but yeah, they whatever they can, they will use assets.
Someone asking, what is my channel? My channel is at That Girl From AU. In fact, if I just do like a here in the chat, you can probably tap my face and link to it, right? Or do I have to put at That Girl From AU? I don't know. I'll put it in as an ad as well, just in case. But keep in mind, my content is a little less informative than Multi. Oh, I don't know if that's true actually anymore. I'm kind of informative.
It's similar to my content with more laughing.
Yeah, and a little bit more slapsticky because, you know, I am the way that I am. So we're just kind of stuck with that. Oh, nice style from Red Knight. Thank you, Red Knight. You too. You look awesome.
The mission boss is asking what map is that. It's the Apocalypse Gotham map, the latest map we have.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually didn't notice when I first started playing this. Like, I really like it, and I think it looks very cool. Someone else mentioned to me in my comments section, that's the Flashpoint map, and I was like, is it? And then I had a look, and I was like, oh my goodness, it is. I'm glad that I didn't notice. I think it was nicer when I didn't know.
Yeah, it's pretty much a reskinned Flashpoint Gotham.
Yeah.
Because they're using the same area of South Gotham.
Oh, the shoulder piece that I am using, Red Knight, is Barbarian, I believe. I will just double check it for you. I think it looks really good with any cape, especially any of the capes that wrap around the front of your character. I tend to put this on. Yeah, it's Barbarian, the Barbarian shoulder piece.
Oh, Johnny got back from work, it seems.
Johnny! Hello, Johnny! I had a lovely chat with him yesterday. It was yesterday for me. Yeah, I think it was yesterday for Johnny, too. Oh, Jaden Sanchez says he might join us. Please do. We've
Sure.
got a lovely group going. Oh, my battery is on the verge of death. I need to swap controllers. And then the Machine Boss says... the Machine Boss 1 says, I'm Wolverine already here. Oh, hello. Where is Wolverine?
He was over here, where is he? Saw him just a minute ago.
Gotta find is the name Wolverine, or am I looking for the wrong name? I'm probably looking for the wrong name.
He looks like Wolverine, but I'm not sure what I don't recall what the name. Oh, there it is. Wolf 197.
Oh, I see. I see you. Oh, you look so cool. Nice. Very nice.
Oh yeah. Well, we can make a pretty cool looking Wolverine in DC Universe Online.
Oh yeah. I'm about to change my controller over, which means that sound will cut for a minute, and then there might be an issue when I come back on. So give me a sec. I'm really sorry.
Is the sound coming from your controller? Oh, she's gone.
No, I'm here.
Okay. Is the sound coming from your controller? That might be why. It's sadly the controller. The sound is horrible when you use the controller.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I have no idea what you said. It cut out partway through
It's
you
okay.
talking.
Are you using your controller as for the audio for the microphone?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why the audio is horrible. It does that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't have another means to do it.
Too late. You need to buy one microphone for each platform you go to.
No.
You have no choice.
3 different platforms. That's ridiculous. No. Actually, I have 2 headsets though. Technically, I have 3 because I have a PlayStation 1, a Switch 1, and an Xbox One. But my PlayStation 1, I bought secondhand, and it is glitchy, so it will buzz partway through my recording, so I can't use it. So I have 2, red and green.
Punch says, can we be friends on DC? Sure. If you want to be friends with Shadow Lady, I'm sure she won't mind.
Oh, me? No, I've got no problem. I thought he meant you.
Nah, it has to be you. Come on.
I don't know, people get sick of my laughing pretty quickly, so...
So name is Brock McQueen. Let's see. Brock McQueen.
McQueen. I'm adding at the same time. Oh no, my voice went weird. Sorry, I'm so sorry if I sound weird, guys.
That's
There
all
we
right.
go, added.
Oh, Superman is on the way, it seems.
Yay! Come on, Superman. Yeah, we don't have a Superman here.
So we'll play
Yummy
the...
glow! Abby, you look so cool! Ah, sorry.
That's all right.
I did a base tour of her bases, and I can see her character now properly, and it looks so good. I saw the armories. Amazing! Ah. Sorry, I'm done. I'll be quiet.
We'll go fight the evil Brimstone after this caravan. I know we're not quite done. Let's wait. One more time.
Yeah, I think they die so fast, some people don't get the hits that they need.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So let's wait just a little bit more.
Cool. If someone texts you a lot of W's in a row, does that mean something specific?
I have no idea.
Me either.
Winning? I don't know.
I have no idea.
What phase are you
What
in?
phase?
We're in
Six,
phase
wasn't
6.
it?
Yeah,
We are in
6.
phase 6, yeah. And it says it is not a full phase, so that's good.
Jaden says that's strange. I'm here and you're not. Could be that sometimes not all the characters will load, or sometimes they'll partially load. Like I'm sure you've seen sometimes characters that won't have belt or shoulders, and then when you inspect them, you can see that they actually have belts and shoulders, but somehow there's some items that sometimes do not load, and it does that also with characters. If there's too many characters in one spot, sometimes only half of them will load. So for some reason.
There's also a chance, though a slim one, that you're playing on the EU server. I've had that happen before on Multiples Live where a couple of people were on the wrong server. So, yeah, if you're on the EU server, you won't be able to find us. But if you're on the US server, you shouldn't have any trouble, and it should load eventually, we hope.
Dobek Sky has to leave us. It's all right. Thank you for being here.
Oh, that's the person who did the W's. What do the W's mean?
You'll never know.
I'll never know. Yeah, they've got the same character name as their name on there. Oh, Jaden says they're on phase 2. Wrong phase, beautiful. Then you should be able to come and join us. Oh, it says it's full for them. It's so odd how it'll say that it's got space for us when we look, but then people who are outside of the phase, it says full.
Yeah, it does that all the time.
I know. I've got to say the Wonder Donna Troy over here is looking pretty cool too.
Oh, yeah, there's always some cool people. Scarlet Witch is pretty popular. I'm always surprised that we see a lot of Scarlet Witch in the game.
That is true, yes. I'm not surprised it's popular. Sorry, guys. Oh, we're at the bottom of the chat. That's great. I went to scroll thinking, okay, I'll keep moving now, and I don't need to. Punch is an ice tank at 460. Very nice. Ice tank is something I've played a little bit of. It's not my favorite way to tank, though, because it's very shield heavy, so I don't mind it, but fire is definitely my preference.
Yeah, I've been a bit of a slacker. I did not play the latest DLC very much, so I'm not 460 just yet. Maybe someday.
I am the same. Not 460. Haven't been playing through the content either.
Well, I was sadly I was sick for a while, so I didn't really play the game. And also, this DLC sadly will have to last us until March. So I didn't feel the need to play it in a hurry.
I don't think that the next episode will come out in March. I think we have more time, but I could be wrong. We'll see.
I hope you're wrong. I've seen some.
I hope I'm wrong too.
I've seen some optimist players on the forums who think the next DLC will be in January.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but...
No. Jaden says my character name is Captain Armstrong, but hopefully I'll join in. Sweet.
Sure. Oh.
Oh no, it's full. Yeah. There goes my voice again. It is a full phase according to anyone who's outside of the phase. But for us who are in the phase, it says it's not, so I don't know. Punched said, building my artifacts, 9th metal is getting harder to gain. You do the same thing as me. It's nth metal, right? Nth metal.
Nth metal, yes.
I always say 9th metal. I'm so glad it's not just me, but I don't know that I agree. Is it getting harder to gain?
It's not.
Level with hash.
It's not harder to gain. It's just that from 180 to 200 it takes almost as much nth metal as from 1 to 180. So it takes a lot of nth metal to be able to upgrade your artifact at that point. Like when you reach the last 2-3 levels, yeah, it gets harder, and it's the same with the allies. Come to think of it, like sadly the early ranks are easy enough to get. The last ranks are pretty tough to get. So you have no choice. You have to play the long game, and you slowly but surely you upgrade your artifact until you do reach a rank at 200. That's why a lot of people are not too happy that we don't have the double artifact XP anymore, because there was a big help to help people to. That was a big help for the last for the last 200 ranks. It was a big help to be able to get the double artifact XP. And it was a big help also to be able to feed your old artifact that you were not using anymore into your artifact, which sadly now we can still do it, but we get only 50% of the XPs. As opposed to with the double artifact XP, we were not losing any XP.
Yeah, I thought I was seeing the same amount drop, but I will say it is a pain in the butt to get it to 200 for sure. And so many people were saving it, ready for the double XP, and it never came.
Oh yeah.
I would have been, I spent mine, and I was a little like, I hope it doesn't come now, because if it comes now, after I've already spent it, I'm going to be really sad.
No, I don't think we'll see that again. Although I hope to be wrong. So. Who knows? Maybe for the 20th anniversary of DCUO, they'll give us a double artifact XP someday. Who knows? Let's fight Brimstone a couple of times, and then we'll go fight Steppenwolf. And hopefully, maybe some people will leave the phase, and maybe I'll open up the phase for some of you guys. So keep on trying to phase with us. If you're lucky, you might be able to get into the phase. If not, sorry about that, guys. But let's fight
some swap around.
Yeah, but let's fight the evil Brimstone a couple of times.
Cool. Red Knight says, I make a Lord Omega Knight style. Is that something that's... I'm guessing we can't see that right now.
No, he's here. He's right here.
He's there. You look awesome. Every time I see you, you look so good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, black and red. Black and red with DCO looks good. At some point, all the villains...
Agree.
At some point, all the villains were black and red. It was a pretty popular choice.
It is. It looks great. I like black and red too. Black and purple is my favorite, but black and red stands out more on this game. It looks really good. Jeremy Ellington says, everyone's character looks so good while I still look so basic. There is time, okay? And, we can all get our characters looking the way we want them to get. There's just, take your time and get it looking the way you want.
Play the long game, gather your styles slowly but surely, and you'll get there.
If you're anything like me, you'll pick a style, you'll love it, and then 2 weeks later, you'll pick another style, and you'll love it, and then 2 weeks later,
Well,
I have enough armory.
As they add more and more styles and more materials to the game, sometimes there's materials that used to be very expensive and very popular. And then at some point, they released a material that was even better. So you never know. Like at some point, people were waiting for the cosmic material, and then they gave us the cosmic chroma material, which I think looks even better.
I agree. I love it. It's one I've been trying ever since we had the live where we discussed that maybe I should be Omniverse since you're multiverse.
Oh yeah,
I
from
have
now
a
on you're
character where I'm trying to make that.
from now on you're multiverse, omniverse girl or something like that. I forget how
Miss
Aiden phrased it.
Omniverse.
Miss Omniverse. Anyway.
Yeah. I love that. I think it's hilarious. But I need that particular chroma to make her now, and I have it, just not on here, which is where I want it. So I'm going to have to wait for that to rock around again.
Yeah, that's the drawback of having multiple platforms, is that when you get something, already there are some materials or some stars that are very difficult to get only once. So getting them, let's say on the PC, very difficult. And then when you try to get them again on PlayStation, again, very difficult. So it can be... can be challenging to get it multiple times for multiple platforms. If at least we could link our accounts, so that if you get the chromo material, let's say on PlayStation, you could link your PC account and also get the material there. That would help a bit.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work like that, sadly.
No, and that would decrease the likelihood of money going into the game as well. If people are playing multiple platforms and they're making money off of that, they're going to get them to pay multiple times if they can. So
well, the real issue is that because it doesn't go into the same pocket. Like even though it's all DC Universe Online, sadly on PC the marketplace benefits. I think it's Sony that still benefits from that. I might be mistaken. And on PlayStation, it goes to, let's say, Daybreak. So it's not depending on the platform. Some of the cash goes to different entities.
Yeah.
Like on Xbox, it probably goes to Microsoft. Actually, PC is Microsoft as well, I think. Anyway.
Oh, there you go. I wouldn't know where it goes specifically, so I'm glad you do.
With Switch, it goes to Nintendo, obviously.
Oh, yeah. That one I could have guessed. Punched says using the lasso with a tank is great. I agree. I love having the lasso on my tank. I will say... Okay, I'm very sorry. I have a tank build that I'm getting on this character. I have my lasso ready, but it's something I'm not leveling yet. And I'm still not... Like, I have to level my damage stuff first, because I tend to play damage more. And then I level all my tank gear, and lasso is the last in that list. So... Yeah, it might take me a while to be using my lasso, but I do enjoy it. It's really good for some things.
Jaden says he's next to me. What character are you playing?
Captain Maelstrom, there he is! Oh, you look cool! The Superman chest piece is nice. Oh, Goku's here!
Oh, Jeffrey Lane. Jeffrey Lane says, "Hey everyone."
Oh, hi Jeffrey. Been a while since I've seen you. And Johnny is asking how you all doing. I'm doing okay, other than the coughing and the clearing of the throat and the incessant laughing that is annoying everybody. Oh, there we go again. Punched says, I'm glad they finally added Steppenwolf, but he is insane strong and Brink's tank guard. I haven't tanked against him, I don't think. Or have I?
Well, we'll fight Brimstone one more time, and then we'll go fight the evil Steppenwolf.
Sweet. Jeffrey says, yesterday Multiverse, he played and actually had fun. That's great! That's why I play this game, is for having fun.
Of course.
What's the point if you're not having fun?
The game is fun. Sadly, sometimes there are decisions that are made that we have to scratch our heads, but overall, the game is fun. Unless the devs really destroy the game somehow, the game will remain to be fun, at least for a while.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know that a lot of people are not happy about the currency being able to purchase the currency and stuff like that. If you don't want to purchase the currency, don't purchase it. And sadly, yes, there are other people that will purchase the currency. Nothing we can do about that. Sadly, we don't control what other players do. All we control is what we do. So if you don't like the fact that they're selling the currency, don't buy the currency. That's the only real advice I can give you.
Yeah, I agree. I personally don't like it much either. It seems like everything is now pay to win, or getting close to pay to win, and I don't like that. I always liked that this game was, free to play players could kind of get themselves on par with other people just fine. It just took them longer. So now it's almost impossible. Oh, there goes my voice again. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
To me, the real issue is not so much whether they make the currency purchasable, whether they make the game pay to win. Is the content, the missions. Do they make good missions? Do they make good content?
Yeah.
And it's not too bad, but it's not. Again, as I mentioned, when we do play the older content, sadly we have to admit that the older missions are much more fun to play than the latest one.
They are.
So
They really are.
so that, to me, that's the real issue. Whether they can purchase the currency, it doesn't really matter to me. If the game is fun, if the missions are fun, I don't care if you can purchase the currency or not. You do you, I do me, and everyone will be happy. But I don't care about being top of the scoreboard either. So that's
Yeah, same.
probably part of the issue.
Yeah, it does seem like the people who are really butthurt about it are either people who want to be, who are competing with people who are trying to be top of the scoreboard, or elitists, I guess, and the free-to-play players. Which I kind of understand the free-to-play players' standpoint on that one. Because they need to play through the content in order to get things done, and if people are paying for it instead, they don't play through the content with them, and then there's less people playing through it, which means there's less likelihood they're going to be able to get it done. So I kind of get that.
Yeah, but so far we don't have any. There's no data really showing whether people play less or not.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And
There's
as-
none yet, but I can see why they would think that could be a potential issue.
And assuming they do play less, is it really because of the currency, or is it because there might be people who decided to not play this Universe Online anymore because they
Yeah,
don't
I
have?
must say, I'm not playing through this content. I haven't purchased the currency, and I'm not playing through it because I'm not enjoying it that much, not because of the currency reason. So there's probably a lot of people who are on that boat as well. I don't think you're not playing because of currency. I think you're not playing because disinterest.
So sadly, at this point, we don't really have data to support one way or another. Although, pretty much since the House of Legends, we've been seeing pretty much a diminishing return. There's been we've been seeing a downward trends in the content, but also in the player base. That's true.
Mm.
But how many people are left playing? We don't know. And why do they stop playing, or why they're still playing? We don't know.
Yep.
And like right now, we have the new event, which I wouldn't be surprised if one of the reasons why we have the 10 skill points. I would think that maybe they are testing the water to see. Like right now, it basically costs $45. If you want to just spend money to purchase the 10 skill points, it costs you $45. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're testing the water to see how many people actually bite the bullet and decide to spend $45 for 10 skill points. And it might pave the way for buying more skill points in the future. And maybe they'll see that at $45 nobody purchased those skill points, or maybe they'll put those skill points at $20 next time. Or maybe they'll see that a lot of people are buying it at $45, so maybe they'll leave it at $45. We're gonna have to wait and see for that.
Yeah. I must say I bought it, but I bought it for a video. So now I'm like contributing to that particular stat.
See, even for that,
though, does it really matter?
even for that, I did not buy it. I said screw that.
No,
I'll farm for the currency. Jeffrey's saying everyone else they are making a Joker series from the Batman universe on HBO Max. It's the first I hear about that. I knew that they were talking about like some sort of a secret Batman project that DC were going to. I think there was an investors call this week, last week, this week.
Mm.
So I assume that they were talking about a secret Batman project that would become, or Batman-like project that would be coming up. So I assume that might be that Joker series that Jeffrey's mentioning.
Sweet. Jeremy Ellington is saying, I think DC should make a Lantern episode and bring a new Blue Lantern powers and Black Lantern powers. I have visuals for it too, just to let me...
Oh, wait.
just in your imagination.
we, we've been asking for that for a long time, and it
Absolutely.
didn't happen just yet. At some point, there was I think Sharon or maybe Red Five, I forget. One of the two was teasing an upcoming Lantern content, but we never got any details. So maybe the next DLC will be Lantern related, maybe not. We don't know.
Yeah, I'd be surprised though if they're going to bring out new powers at this stage. They've got a lot of other things they need to
Nah,
work out at the moment.
for powers, we already know it's not going to happen. Maps pretty much told us as much. Basically, the new powers will be like we have with the Omega artifact that gave us the Omega Beam power, or the Omega Beam ability. That's how we are going to get new power, at least for a while, or maybe for forever. So we will have to. Well, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But I wouldn't expect any new powers. I have a video
Yeah.
about powers. Basically, I have a video about when Maps did mention that. If you search my videos for powers, you'll probably see that. And basically, Maps was pretty much telling us that they're not going to make new powers because it's expensive to make new powers, and they don't make enough money with those new powers. In a nutshell, that was the gist of it. So they will add new powers as part of artifacts because they do monetize artifacts. So that way they can justify making new powers through the artifacts. But
Joshua, sorry, you go.
that's okay. But we're not going to see new powers like we did again, at least not for a while. Hopefully, maybe next year, 5 years from now, maybe the new devs will learn how to make new powers, and maybe they'll give us new powers then. But as far as we can tell, we shouldn't expect any new powers at this point.
Anytime soon, yeah. Joshua Thornton! I keep saying Thompson. I'm so sorry. Thornton said the game isn't nearly as fun as it used to be. I would have disagreed with you up until this episode.
I guess it depends also what content you play. Obviously, if you used to play PvP,
Yeah.
the PvP open world and the big battles at 20 versus 20 or something, yeah, it's not the same. Those days are gone. But
Yeah.
if you play mostly PvE content, yeah, it's not exactly as fun, but it's not as bad either. I'm not sure how to probably phrase it. Like
I was having fun with it right up until this episode came out. There's things about this episode I find frustrating, particularly the way they've created Harley's character to be. I don't enjoy it, and I loved the Harley character before, so this is the first episode I can say, I enjoy it a little less than I used to. And this is the first episode where I don't religiously play through the daily content every single day. So, I don't know.
well, at the end of the day, the devs do supply us with a sandbox, and we kind of decide how we want to use it. I've been toying with the idea of creating. I haven't created a new character in a while, and one of the things that I really enjoy is creating a new character and replaying the older content. So I'll probably try to do that. I've been meaning to do that, and every time I find a reason not to do it. But I should. And I realized I never made also a walkthrough with the Flash, so that's probably what I'll do. Maybe next week I'll start a new walkthrough from scratch with a Flash type character. We'll see. Because
That sounds awesome.
playing the content from level 1 to level 30 is one of the fun bits about DCUO. At the end of the day, they supply us with a sandbox, and we use that sandbox pretty much any way we like. There are people like I know that people complain about the people in front of Little Bohemia, but there are people for whom that's what the sandbox is for. They gather style, they create a look that they like, and then they go to Little Bohemia to show it off. For some people, that's their sandbox. That's what they do with the sandbox. There's people who used to only play PvP. Technically, they can still do that, but mostly what they'll do is that they'll duel in the open world, or they'll play 1 versus 1 or 2 versus 2. So yes, playing 8 versus 8, not really an option anymore. Oh, people went down pretty quick.
Lots of people, yeah. Everyone's getting picked up though, so that's right. Punch said it's the running out of space for items. If you haven't put any money into the game, at all, like if you're free to play, the amount of space is absolutely ridiculous. I'm finding it so frustrating because I have a free to play account where I test that sort of thing out. Oh, I hate it. Absolutely hate it.
Yeah, you need more space, obviously.
Yeah. That's what's meant to entice you to put money in though, so I get it, but I'm not doing it on that account, no. Even if you do put a little bit of money in, you kind of do need to increase your storage space by more than what you get just from putting money into the game, because it unlocks some just by putting in $5 over purchase or something, becoming legendary. But then you can unlock more by going to the marketplace and buying more. You kind of need more than what they give you to start with, I will say. So, yeah, I understand as well. It is definitely the running out of space.
Joshua says PvP is broken. Yes and no. They've never been able to balance the game properly, whether for PvP or PvE. And it's even worse. At some point, when they would try to balance the game for PvE, they would break it for PvP. Then they would try to balance the game for PvP. They would end up breaking it for PvE. So sadly, already just balancing the game for PvE, that seems to be beyond them. And balancing it for both PvE and PvP, that's not enough. That doesn't seem to be possible. They don't seem to be able to do it. And it's not. I'd like to say to blame the DCUO devs, but other games also have. It's an issue you see in other games as well.
Mm.
So it's not just a DCUO issue, but yes, it does happen with DCUO.
Oh, Johnny, sure. I can message your character after I'm done with everything and let you know when I'm free to finish up if you like. He's asking if I'm available to finish the tour. So yes, I will be. Yes.
So you're doing lair tours?
Sorry?
You're doing you're showing lairs?
I am, yes. And this is not for a video, the one I'm seeing, well, I mean, it will be later, but he was just showing me through them yesterday and I had to rush off, so, I wouldn't mind seeing the end of it, and then hopefully I remember everything he tells me about it so that when I do actually do a proper tour for a video, I can tell the audience, but who knows, because my next set of base tours is all on Xbox, so we'll have to see.
Jeffrey's saying the game needs to tie in like the new James Gunn DCU. We don't know yet what the James Gunn DCU will be. All we know about that is there's the Creature Commando coming up. There's the Superman movie coming up. They should start filming Supergirl next January. We do know that there is supposed to be a Batman Brave and the Bold movie coming up. Although at some point there were rumors that actually they would use the Batman in the DCU. So I don't know. We hear conflicting rumors on that front. One day we'll hear that they're about to cast the new Batman. Another day we hear that Warner's actually wants to make James Gunn use the Pattinson Batman. So it's a bit of a mess right now until we actually see not just some official news, because even the official news is suspect. Until we actually see some proof of what's going on, we should take everything with a grain of salt.
Mm.
So for the DCU, it's challenging for the devs because even James Gunn seems to still be in the planning stage or still changing his plans as he go along. And sadly for the devs, they have to know what the plans are like 2 years ahead of time in order to be able to implement them in the game. And sadly, if 2 years ago, James Gunn himself did not even know what his plans were. So it's kind of hard to implement that into the game because it takes a lot of time to add stuff to the game. There's one thing I thought they would add, though. I thought they would add something about the new Ultimate DC Universe, and even then they didn't do anything for that.
We've got JL Ultimate saying, I think people play on a different time, depends on their schedule. Absolutely true, and also depends on their time zone. Because
Sure.
even though, I know I'm on the US server and that the majority of people who play on here are in the US, I am not, and my timing is definitely very different from people who are on here.
Jeffrey says it's a shame because DCU could get so many stories from actual comics. Yes, they could. but they're not doing that.
Mm.
Well, like the Harley Quinn versus Apocalypse, that comes from the comics. Sadly, they chose, let's say, a comic that probably not a lot of people actually read. Like you would think at this point, like the game has been around for 13 years, almost 14 years at this point. You would have think that they would have made at least one DLC about the Dark Knight Returns, probably the most popular Batman stories ever told. You would think they would have made one DLC about maybe Kingdom Come, uh, or the New Frontier. Like you were talking about the DCU, it would seem that the DCU will take a lot of inspiration from the New Frontier. So you would think at this point they would have made at least one DLC about the New Frontier, but nope, not yet. So sadly, they do make DLCs about comics, but as you saw, they sometimes they'll choose comics like Harley Quinn versus Apocalypse, which sadly barely anyone read those comics.
I mean, I haven't read a lot of comics myself, and this one seemed like a really bizarre choice to me. So, if it
Well,
seems like a bizarre choice to me, that's not a good sign.
well, I understand that they're trying. DC have been trying to push Harley Quinn for quite some time now. Sadly, the Harley Quinn
Yeah.
comics can't even sell 15,000 copies. When they
Yeah.
sell 30,000 copies, it's a good month. They're lucky to do that. So yes, I understand that DC probably see Harley Quinn as one of their main female characters, so they're trying to give her a push, but it's not working.
She was like really entertaining and interesting, but it was when she was with the Joker. That's the stuff I enjoyed. Anything new, I don't really enjoy. I
And
don't know.
sadly, they don't want that anymore. Now what they want now is
Personality has changed.
yes.
I
So
hate that.
so sadly, yeah, they could take stories from the comics, but even when they do that, they choose, let's say, not the best comics.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Jeffrey is asking, how come the devs took away the Ferris aircraft and the Coast City Alert?
There probably was some issues from. I could have sworn they had fixed those issues. At some point, they did remove those missions. They were supposed to have fixed those issues, but if they still removed it, then they probably didn't. Those issues probably were still there then. Where is it? Oh no, here it is. First aircraft, but it's the tier now. It's a tier one mission now. It used to be a tier two mission, so that might be why you didn't find it. Let's see, Coast City. Like I know they did remove those missions at some point because there was some issue, but now the missions are there. But they're tier one missions now, so that might be why. I mean, if you were looking in tier two, then yeah, the missions weren't there. Jeffrey says the Joker series they said will lead into the Batman 2. The Penguin is pretty good as well. I keep on sorry about that. I keep on seeing people saying how the Penguin is good, but there was very little buzz around it. It didn't really trend. It was like in the top 10, but like it was like top 8 or something. So I see people saying it was good, but there doesn't seem to be that many people who actually watched it.
I'm definitely one of those people.
Well, me too. I didn't watch it because I don't have HBO Max first or HBO, and also I didn't like the Batman. So anything coming from that movie, I don't really want to watch it. And I still don't understand why they had to. Why use Colin Farrell in a fat suit? Hire a fat guy.
Yeah, there are fat actors. Why not use one? Be perfect.
So anyway, so I thought it was a bit weird, but at the end of the day, I didn't like the Batman, so I didn't really have any intention to watch it. And seeing how you're saying the Joker series will be linked to the Batman, it doesn't inspire confidence in me.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Those
Dose of Wrestling. Oh,
go ahead.
anyway.
Not too late.
Okay. Said, I would love to have Cersei or Clayface as allies. I think that would be cool.
Maybe
Cersei
someday.
I think I'd really enjoy.
They'll keep on adding allies over time. So
Yeah.
Again, it's a matter of what they choose to give us. So
I
if
think
they,
they should bring the Joker, like an actual Joker, not Batman Who Laughs. I want the Joker. Okay, I'm gonna stop whinging.
that's all right. But
Eventually.
nah, no Joker just yet.
No. Clayface sounds like a really fun one to have as an ally, I will say.
Devs.
Jeff,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, you go.
Too late.
The devs need to introduce bigger villains in DCUO. That's Jeffrey again.
Oh
Bigger
yeah, they
villains,
do.
as in, you go.
Well, they could. Oh, I just realized I never took the mission. I'm so sad now.
Oh, at least we're running it again. You can get it. It'll be fine.
I don't know why they don't choose. I would say more popular villains. Although we do see Darkseid, so I guess they do, but they do try to. They seem to try to want to use obscure characters for some reason. Uh, so that I don't know why they choose the characters they choose, but and we'll never know.
Yeah, I certainly don't know. You know more about comics than I do, and if you don't know, that's not a good sign either. JL Ultimate said, I think the DLCs, it depends on what the whole DC is trending on comics. I don't know, because this newest episode, this comic wasn't trending, right? This wasn't popular.
No, this wasn't popular. This wasn't trending. The only real reason I can see is that it features Harley Quinn. That's the only reason why I can see them using this episode. I guess the real
Yeah.
test will be episode 49. The next episode, depending on what DLC they decide to give us with that episode, that's going to be the true test of what these devs might give us in the future. But sadly, I did speak about that in a few live streams. Right now, we're pretty much in a holding pattern of wait and see. Uh,
Yeah.
we have a whole bunch of new devs that are starting maybe to understand how DC Universe Online works. So sadly, we're stuck in the pattern of waiting and see to see what they actually end up giving us with the next few events, but more importantly with the next DLC. So will the next DLC? Oh, sorry. Will the next DLC be the same as the one we just got, like one style, one raid? We don't know just yet. Hopefully they'll be able to go back to two raids. Hopefully they'll be able to go back to giving us two new styles per episode. Hopefully, even better yet, they'll be able to go back to giving us 3 episodes per year. But right now we don't know. We're in this holding pattern, and we're hoping that they will be able to get back on track. But we've been in this pattern for like 2-3 years now, and there's always a good reason. That's the worst part. Like when Jackster left with a whole bunch of devs, then yeah, it was understandable that the devs were struggling to give us content. And then they hired new devs. Then they had to train those new devs. So there was always quote unquote a good reason for them not to be able to give us as much content as before, and content that is as good as we used to get. But sadly, that doesn't change that we've been in this holding pattern for like 2-3 years now. And sadly, we're stuck in this holding pattern at least until episode 49, and maybe even until episode 50. It might take one or two DLC to really be able to get a feel of what the devs, of the direction that the devs will really want to go into.
Yeah, because this episode was started by the previous devs, wasn't it? And then completed by the current ones?
Yes.
So yeah, we've got no clue where they're gonna go. Fred Kruger says, I am addicted to DC and need an intervention. Same? Same. Actually, I would prefer not to have an intervention. I'm quite happy with my addiction. They should at least try to add new colors to the powers or new animation styles for pre-existing movements. That's by Prince WYA. I think that's been something that's been suggested quite a few times as well, and not something that they're looking to do.
Nah,
They're talking about for the light powers, I think.
especially for something like the light powers, yes. Like already, it was a small miracle that we got green aura. At some point, we couldn't get green auras because DC did not want them to use green auras. I'm pretty sure that DC would not want to see Green Lantern power that would be pink or orange or yellow. So, well, yellow we already have it.
Yeah.
So, sadly, the changing the colors of the power doesn't seem to be an option. Sadly.
Yeah,
And
it's a
even
little sad. It would be handy.
JL Ultimate saying changing color through artifacts, even that I don't think that would fly. Because again,
Yeah.
DC probably wouldn't agree to have a Green Lantern with purple powers.
Pardon me. Jeffrey Lane, where's my voice going? Jeffrey Lane says Tier 4 content was good. Yeah, from what I can remember of everything I've played from Tier 4, I actually enjoyed it.
Well, there was also some good Tier 5 content, Tier 6. Sadly, it's not the although Origin Crisis was a mixed bag.
There we go. Yeah, I personally have enjoyed most of the content that I've played through, with the exception of some of the Tier 1 stuff I find kind of boring. But I quite like everything, with the exception of this latest episode. Everything in this is Tier 7 though, isn't it? Everything in Tier 6 I've enjoyed.
Pretty much since the Sins of Black Adam, I would say I didn't like the episodes as much, and I didn't quite understand why at first until we got the Superman Day or Wonder Woman Day or Batman Day. Whereas then we would go and play the older content and realize that holy crap, the older content we had bigger missions, better missions. So it was better storylines. Well, like the Dark Knight's Metal, like the first 2 or 3 DLCs were pretty awesome. They pushed it too far by giving us 5 DLCs. Like they should have given us maybe 3 DLCs for the Dark Knights.
I think that's your favorite, isn't it? The Dark Knights episodes.
It was a really good one. I would say my favorite. I think my favorite was the Earth 3, but it was a good one.
Yeah. Jeffrey's saying they need to bring back the open world PvP, unless they still have it. I don't know. They still have the PvP open world, just no one is in there.
Yeah, it's the open world is still there, Jeffrey. But ever since they removed the option to be able to create a character directly in the open world, that open world became dead. Because one of the reasons why a lot of people would play in the PvP open world was sadly to grief low-level players. So people would go there with their high-level character, and they would beat the snot out of level 4 characters that just came off the Brainiac ship. And that's pretty much why they stopped giving access to the open world to low-level characters, because they wanted to prevent that.
Yeah, I would have been one of those people too. I would have created a character and got my butt kicked.
Well, see, personally, I did use that because my Magneto First Class character for a long time looked as if he was fresh off the Brainiac ship. Basically, I was using a slimline with the night helmet and I forget what else, and I looked like I was a brand new character. So very often, some players would try to jump me in the open world, and then I would beat the snot out of them. So that was pretty awesome. So I would hang in the areas where you had, let's say, level 4 missions, and when someone would try to jump me, I would beat them up.
Do you have any footage of that?
Nah, that was before I was making videos.
Aw, I would have loved to have seen them.
Yeah, well, I didn't have the foresight to make videos about that, sadly.
Oh, there we go.
But sadly, that is why the open world is still there, but people don't go there no more.
Anyone who does is going there so they can have a nice peaceful run. They're not going there to actually do anything that's PvP related. It's
pretty
just
much
a nice, quiet place, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to play by yourself, you go there and you're by yourself.
Yeah. Which was good for the last episode, because there was a section of where people were running around collecting that. Oh, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it got kind of difficult to complete some of that daily when there was like 50 people running around trying to get it done. And yeah, going to PvP would have been smart for those people. JL Ultimate says, I always wanted the Watchtower to be a full, complete hero, NPCs walking around. Now it just feels empty. The layout has always been weird to me. I never liked running around in there.
Well, now it's pretty much people are hanging out in the House of Legends or in front of Little Bohemia.
Yeah.
So that's where the action is now.
Yeah, I had a very short period of time where the House of Legends did not exist, and then when it started to exist, I have always been going there. So even though I eventually kind of got the hang of the layout of the Watchtower, which I find to be needlessly complicated because like the whole of Doom is much more simple and easier to find everything, and the Watchtower is one where I felt like I had to memorize the layout. So even though I did kind of get it memorized, I much prefer the House of Legends because everything is at my fingertips. I don't have to go for a jog to try and find everything. So yeah.
Speaking of House of Legends, let's go there, and we'll finish the chat there, and I guess that's going to be it for tonight.
Sure. Again, I apologize for my voice, guys. And the coughing. Does anyone know how to get the Hades bottom piece? The legs?
Pretty sure I made a video about that, unless I only made a video about the cape. Do I even have the Hades bottom? Let's find out.
I don't think I do.
It probably comes from
I'll check.
oh yeah, I have it.
Oh, beautiful.
It probably comes from the what's it called again?
I don't know.
Like Throne of the Dead and those missions that are Amazon related.
Mm.
Where is that now? It probably comes from Olympus and Gods and Monsters and stuff like that. And maybe even the alert. Maybe even the alert.
We could probably find it if you did a search online and see if you can find the wiki. The wiki probably would tell you where you can get it from.
I don't want to search.
Oh. No, I didn't mean you. I meant the person who's asking the question.
Oh, okay. So yeah, probably.
I would search, but my phone is currently being used to read the comments.
That's okay. So it probably comes from either the two rays I mentioned or Underworld Trials, but let's see. DCUO ADs. It could be that sadly sometimes when you look even on the wiki, there's no information, so that might be why. You have to complete an investigation called the Leave of Absence. Let's see what Leave of Absence is. And
Multi's actually searching it out.
it's an investigation that you can find in Halls of Hades, Labyrinths of the Lost Souls, and Throne of the Dead. So you're gonna have to play those missions, get the investigations from there, and that's how you'll get the bottom piece.
Source is saying PvP used to balance with the counters to everything, but the devs weren't trying to make a fighting game, so they pulled their support for PvP. I think also they weren't making money off of that particular part of the game as well. Is that right?
Yeah, they were not able to monetize it at the end. At the end of the day, they tried to have a DLC about because people seem to remember the glory days of PvP, but even in the glory days of PvP, there was only 20% of the player base that would play PvP. So sadly, it was a niche part of the player base that did play PvP. So when they tried to have let's say a full DD, people didn't buy it because another issue is that people who play PvP are free to play player for the most part.
Yeah.